How easy is it to impersonate you or your loved one? The answer might shock you. Protect yourself from AI voice cloning and deepfake scams, the very scary cybercrime and internet fraud AI news.
While AI-assisted voice cloning has many positive applications in fields such as filmmaking, e-commerce, and content presentation, it's also being used to deceive and manipulate thousands of people.
So, what are these AI-generated voice scams, often called deepfake voice scam and virtual kidnapping?
What if I told you that scammers can use artificial intelligence to clone and imitate your loved one or familiar person's voice, even making it seem like they've been kidnapped and you need to pay a ransom to get them back? In this video, we'll be discussing how scammers are using AI-generated voice cloning technology to manufacture fake voice messages and perpetrate virtual kidnapping and deepfake voice scams. These scams involve scammers impersonating a victim's loved one in order to trick you into releasing money, spread misinformation among several other types of scams. It's a terrifying experience that no one wants to go through. But by the end of this video, we would have shared how we've seen these scams work and how we've protected ourselves from falling victim to them.
Voice deep fake technology or voice cloning uses artificial intelligence to generate an audio recording that imitates a real person's voice. It analyzes hours of recordings of the target's voice, learns their unique speech patterns, and can then recreate their voice to say almost anything. It has positive uses, such as making voice assistants sound more natural and helping people with speech impairment. However, it can also be used for malicious purposes, such as spreading propaganda, creating fake information, fraud, love scams, or defamation of character. This is known as the deepfake voice scam.
Virtual kidnapping is a type of extortion scheme where scammers use fear and intimidation to extort money from their victims. They often claim to have kidnapped a loved one and threaten to harm or kill them if a ransom is not paid. However, in many cases, the victim has not actually been kidnapped. The scammers have simply used AI-generated voice cloning to mimic the victim's voice and create a convincing impersonation. This creates a sense of urgency and fear in their victims.
This is a real threat that many people are facing today. Scammers can obtain a loved one's voice from a YouTube video and use AI to clone it, then use it to mimic the person's voice.
As the use of AI to commit crimes becomes more prevalent, it's essential to remain cautious and stay informed. The FBI has issued warnings about voice cloning technology scams, highlighting the need for vigilance and adopting new protective measures. Unfortunately, scammers are continually finding ways to deceive victims using AI, and they're now leveraging AI-generated images in combination with voices to create even more convincing deepfakes. As more countries become aware of the potential for AI-generated voice scams, cyber scams such as romance scams and bank fraud are likely to increase, costing victims millions each year.
As a frequent traveler using different internet connections, I'd like to share some tips to protect myself from scams. These tips can help you avoid falling victim to voice deep fake scams, virtual kidnapping, and other online threats. They are tips that have helped protect my personal information and reputation at home or on the road.
Always verify the identity of the person calling you. If someone claims to be a loved one or a company representative, ask them to provide additional information to confirm their identity.
Insist on calling the person back using a known phone number. Scammers can use AI to fake or reroute phone numbers, so it's important to use a known phone number to verify the identity of the caller. Be cautious of unsolicited phone calls or messages. Scammers often use unsolicited phone calls or messages to trick people into providing personal information or money.
Ask a question that only the real person would know the answer to, such as a personal detail or a shared memory. This can help you verify the identity of the caller and protect against voice cloning scams.
Develop a family code or passphrase. Create a unique code or passphrase that only you and your loved ones know.
Keep up to date with the latest news and information about voice cloning scams, and take steps to protect yourself and your loved ones.
Use two-factor authentication for important accounts. Two-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security to your accounts by requiring a second form of verification, such as a code sent to your phone.